A circle is a set of points in a plane that are the same distance from the point called the center. And the center of the circle is, just as it sounds, in the middle. And a circle, what it means by a set of points, means all along the edge of this circle are sets of points. And all of these points are the same distance from the center of the circle. The diameter is a line segment that goes through the center of the circle. So I'm going to locate the center of my circle again, and then I'm going to review what a line segment is. A line segment is a line that connects to has two endpoints. And so for us to draw the diameter, we need to draw a line that goes from one end of the circle through the center to the other end of the circle. Now, do you think that's the only diameter that we could draw on this circle? Could we maybe draw a diameter that was vertical going through the center? Or maybe one that crossed in between? Maybe one this way? The answer is yes. The definition of a diameter is a line segment that goes through the center of the circle. So as long as your line segment goes through the center of the circle and stops at either end, you have a diameter. The radius of a circle is a line segment joining the center of the circle to any point on the line. So now one of our endpoints is going to be the center of the circle, and the other endpoint is going to be on the circle. So my radius will go from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. Again, you can draw multiple radii, which we have down here. The plural of a radius is radii, as long as you are going from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. So far we've talked about the diameter and the radius of a circle. Looking at both images, I'm wondering, what do you notice? And what are you wondering about the relationship between the radius and the diameter of a circle? Do you notice anything? If you were thinking that the radius looks like half the diameter, you were correct. This part right here is the radius. And so we can say that the radius, or the diameter, to get the diameter, you can multiply 2 times the radius equals the diameter. Because one radius plus another radius is going to equal a line that goes through the center, which we call the diameter. Another type of line segment is a chord. A chord is different from a radius because a chord connects any 2 points on the circle. So a chord could look like this. If I'm connecting this point that's on my circle to this point that's on my circle, and I draw a line, that would make a chord. Now you can draw a chord in many different ways. The rule, though, is that it has to connect 2 points on a circle. So I'm wondering, if I draw a line that connects a point from this end to this end, and it goes through the center of the circle, is that still a chord? Hopefully you're thinking yes, because it connects one point to another point on the circle. And this chord that I just drew is a special chord that we already knew or learned the name of. This special chord is called the diameter. So the diameter is a special type of chord that travels through the center of the circle. The circumference of a circle is the distance around a circle. And there's two ways to remember this. First is, you know that the stem circum means around. So that's one clue. And the other one is, it's very similar to finding the perimeter of a square, rectangle, or a triangle. So you know that the perimeter means the distance around the circle. So we would want to measure this distance around the circle. We don't want to know about what's inside. We just want to know about what is on the outside. The circumference of a circle is about 3 times the diameter of the circle. So if you know the diameter, which is here on this circle in red, we know that that distance fits around the circle about 3 times. It's an approximation, but it's about 3 times. So if I told you that the diameter was 2 inches, you could figure out that the circumference is about 2 times 3, which would be 6 inches. So let's review what we learned today. We learned that a circle is made up of an infinite number of points that are the same distance from the center. We also learned that the diameter is a special chord that travels through the center of the circle. Then we talked about how the radius is half of the diameter, and the radius goes from the center to a point on the circle. So the radius equals 1/2 the diameter, or you could say that the diameter equals 2 times the radius. Next, we talked about chords, and a chord is a line segment that connects 2 points on the circle. And remember that the diameter is a special chord that goes through the center of the circle. Finally, we talked about the circumference of the circle, which is the distance around. And we said that the distance around the circle is about 3 times the diameter. And you also have the stem circum, which means around, to help you remember the definition of circumference.